trainers are healthcare professionals who specialize in the prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of injuries and sports-related illnesses. They prevent and treat chronic musculoskeletal injuries from sports, physical and occupational activity, and provide immediate care for acute injuries as well. Athletic trainers offer a continuum of care that is unparalleled in healthcare, and the National Athletic Trainers Association represents and supports 40,000 members of the athletic training profession. And with me is the president of the National Athletic Trainers Association, AJ Duffy. Great to have you here, and you're fairly new in this position. Is that correct?
Yes, we're still peeling the wrappers off from my July 1st start date. But I was fortunate that I had a great year in shadowing in my president-elect with our immediate past president, Kathy Deringer, showing me the ropes, and she prepared me as best as she could, because you never know what will come across your desk, seating in these presidency roles. So, I've been very active in the profession over the last 40 years. So it's my pleasure to give back to this great profession of ours, and to work with our members, to build our members, to move us forward.
Well, let's talk about athletic trainers in general and the NATA. What is the mission of the industry?
Our mission is to represent, engage, and foster the continued growth and development of athletic training, not only nationally, but internationally. As I told you just before we went on air, I was able to spend 5 days in Tokyo, and we met with several groups over there. We have an affiliate or association over there, the Japanese Athletic Trainers Organization, that's very robust, and they're trying to grow in Japan. And a matter of fact, this fall, I will be attending the World Congress in Dublin, which is sponsored by the World Federation of Athletic Training and Therapy. Again, it's a bunch of associations globally to just improve what we do as athletic trainers.
Well, really interesting, the international angle. And this is the 75th anniversary this year, right, of the National Athletic Training Association. So
correct.
What do you think, looking forward, what's the vision?
So I think the vision, we have to look forward. We have to, my central tenet to my presidency is, let's take a look at where we are in 2050, which is our centennial year. And why did I pick that? I thought that would be a great endpoint. Where is healthcare going to be? Where is insurance reform going to be? Where's education going to be? Where's continuing education going to be? All those aspects that are important for not only athletic training, but for collaboration with our other healthcare partners. What's it going to look like? Because it sure is a lot different today than it was even 25 years ago, on how we as athletic trainers are able to give healthcare to a varied number of individuals.
Yeah. Are students, are you finding them more interested in this industry? Where does that stand?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we just had a meeting on Tuesday in which we're seeing a 15% increase in our programs across the country. So the athletic training profession is becoming a go-to profession. There are many, many opportunities for those individuals that enter the profession. They can choose anything that they want to do, almost, and use the skills, practice at the top of their skill set and their educational set to provide good quality healthcare. As I like to tell people, if you want to jump out of an airplane into a forest fire below, we have athletic trainers that have been embedded in smoke jumpers. So, we've really opened up what we are able to do over the years.
Oh, that's really interesting. I was just going to ask about that. Like, it says, my husband's an athletic trainer, as you know, and he always says, okay, we're the people who run out on the field when there's an injury, but there's so many you can work in a corporate setting or have your own practice or the military. I mean, what are all the jobs that somebody could do?
Oh, it's interesting. So the story I'd like to share is 51 years ago in Philadelphia, Temple University opened the first sports medicine university-based clinic. And the premise was Ted Quadenfield, who was the head athletic trainer at Temple at the time, Joe Torg, who was a physician, and John Lockman. And for those athletic trainers that know the name Lockman, it is that Lockman. John Lockman, the knee test was named after him. They said, hey, look, what works is the collaboration between athletic trainers and physicians works so well in the collegiate setting. Why don't we take that out to the high schools? Why don't we take that out to the general public? So that started in 1974, and it's just kind of blossomed from there. What people recognize is our ability to get to know our patients, our ability to help our patients improve in the various ways that they do. And now you'll see us embedded in the military. You'll see us embedded in corporate America. You'll see us embedded in the various warehouses across the country. I had a great opportunity to go to Boeing a few years ago to see the B-22 Osprey, the Chinook helicopter, and another plant that had helicopter parts. And athletic trainers are embedded there. And they recognize issues that happen with their clientele, with their patients at those places, much like when I've worked intercollegiate athletics for 42 years. When I see an issue with a football drill or a basketball drill or a lacrosse drill, I can go to those coaches and say, hey, look, here's an issue here. These individuals that are in that were Boeing, we're doing the same thing. Hey, there's a potential problem here that we see with how this work is being done, so they can collaborate and help improve the workforce. Mm-hmm. So we are very fortunate in that we are all over the place.
Yeah. Are there particular jobs or even geographic regions where there are shortages of athletic trainers?
So I don't think that there's a shortage of athletic trainers. It's just there's a plethora of opportunities out there for them. If people would like to work, a more 9-to-5 job, there are many, many more opportunities for them to do that. If they want to stay in what we call the traditional setting, which is a collegiate or high school or professional ranks, there are opportunities there as well. But the people are going to go with what kind of suits what they like. So I know that some colleges are finding some challenges, but we're working with the NCAA and other groups to make sure that the athletes at the various places have good, robust health care.
Now, I know in the past, I would say 10 to 15 years, concussion management has become much more of an issue. What is the role of the athletic trainer in that, and what's the latest research say about concussions?
Well, I think that the athletic trainer is really the first stop in concussion care in athletics. I remember, 15, 20 years ago, hey, after 15 minutes, if your symptoms cleared, you were able to get back into play. But what we have found is that through the research that we need to treat these things individually. We need to make sure that the care is collaborative. And by that, I mean, it's just not what I see. All right. We'd have to make sure they get to see a physician. They have to make sure that if they're in a school environment, that there's a return to learn process in place, because if the brain doesn't function in school, the brain's not going to be able to function on the athletic playing field. The biggest one thing that's not changed is athletes don't want to miss practice. They don't want to miss games. And there were times when people just kind of, I'm not going to divulge all my symptoms. But through education, through being able to talk with these individuals and share with them, hey, look, if you let me know that you've got symptoms of a concussion early on, we'll get you out of the game. Yeah, I know you don't want to. I know you don't want that, but if we get you out of the game, the research shows that we can get you back to activity sooner. So as much as the research is increased, our awareness of concussions, we still have a ways to go. But I think that we're delivering much, much better collaborative healthcare today than we did 5, 10 years ago. We're taking what we find in the research and implementing it in the field so that we see what the results are. And I think on the other side is that student athletes are listening, they understand the whole dynamics of concussion care, so that they're more forthcoming with their symptoms, so that they can, get back to what they really love doing is playing in athletics, whether that's intercollegiate athletics or whether it's just the weekend warriors.
Right. Now, what about technology? It feels like technology has changed so many industries. Has it changed athletic training, whether it's telehealth or AI or anything like that?
Well, I think it has enhanced things. AI is here; it's not going anywhere. We've had a couple seminars on AI, and what it does, it allows individuals to use the AI platforms so they can dictate their notes. Okay. It makes things a little bit more time efficient. When we get down to brass tactics, that the two best things that an athletic trainer has are their hands, so they can put their hands on the individual, do their evaluation, they can listen to what the issues are, and so that they can then dictate that right then and there. With the various screenings, MRIs, CAT scans, whatever, have all enhanced diagnostic tools for us, so that we're able to get a much better evaluation, for the injuries that we see. So I think it's a very, very positive side that where technology has taken us.
And then finally, what's the future look like for athletic training? How do you position the NATA in the industry for the future?
Well, we are the world's leading researcher for concussion care. There's no question about that. Not far from here is Michigan State University, and Kevin Guskowitz is the president of Michigan State. And when he was at North Carolina, he led a very robust team of concussion care. And I think that athletic trainers, with the education that we have, with the research capabilities that we're having, is that we're able to give back to the medical community, very advanced research that has direct impact on patient care. And I think that where we are now is in a great spot to move forward, to collaborate with physical therapists, physicians, all aspects of healthcare, so that the student athlete or our patients get the best care anywhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, AJ, for explaining this to people who maybe aren't aware what athletic trainers do, and just also increasing awareness about this and updating us on the future.
Well, I appreciate that. This is the end. We're at the end of National Athletic Training Month. So this is a great way to end it. I really appreciate you taking the time out and interviewing me today, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. And thanks for all the information.
You bet.
Thanks.